Hey, this is King Firehawk from 1640 PWPR. Coming up, the Blind Tag Podcast, which is exclusive here to 1640 PWPR, the home of pro wrestling podcast radio and more.
Hello out there once again in the podcast world. Once again, you've reached the blind tag. I said once again twice, that's fine. My name is Big Dick Gideon, alongside as well Dante and Kryim of the Fallen Angels. And...
Oh, we can't say hi? You're just going to jump over that?
well, I was in the middle of something.
You said twice. Once, again. I want to just make fun of you for that.
Okay, that's cool. Go ahead. I'll give you the time. Go ahead.
No.
No, go ahead.
No, now you hurt my feelings.
But we have a lot to cover today. I know the biggest thing on everybody's mind, obviously Daniel Bryan. We're going to get to that in a second. But, actually, we'll get to it right now. Fuck it. Daniel Bryan reportedly gave his notice, which was on this past Sunday, and then the Monday following, he went to Raw and officially announced his retirement. I think we called this, did we not?
Well, what it was is, I think he came back and said he wanted to wrestle, and their doctors will not release him, no matter what. So then he was like, well, I'll go to somebody else and work. And they're like, well, you're still under contract with us for 2 more years, so you can sit on your ass. They can make him sit on his ass indefinitely.
Yeah, they really
wanted to. And keep him in that contract for the next 2 hours, or freeze his contract like they did with Rey Mysterio.
Yeah.
And he could work for nobody for the rest of his life.
To be honest with you...
So him retiring might be his way of trying to get around that clause. And who knows, maybe in a year or 2, he might come back and you might see him over in ROH again. Or he might be in something equivalent to what TNA was. Who knows?
But if anybody's smart, they're not going to hire him because he admitted to having seizures.
Yeah.
He admitted to hiding seizures from WWE.
Yeah,
it's over.
He was on Coachman's show, Jonathan Coachman,
on ESPN, right?
He said, I admit that I hid having seizures from my concussion from the doctors. And I'm like, well, that's a sign you should stop.
You should, yeah. I mean, come on.
Well, we all know there's those guys that just don't know when to stop.
Understood, but it's not worth your life. It's not. I understand it's a passion. I understand it's his dream. Mm-hmm. He made it to the top of the mountain. He's got nothing to prove to anybody.
He won the title at WrestleMania, something that only few people have ever gotten a chance to say.
Technically, only 31. So only 31 people have gotten to say that. So
only very few select people could say that.
Yeah. Well, a few have won it a few times, though, right?
Yes. No, I'm saying there's only been 31 WrestleManias.
Right.
So,
but he's grasped the brass ring.
Yeah.
And people told him that he couldn't do it.
Yeah.
Because of his stature, the way he looked, the way he was built.
Yeah.
He did it. Okay. So fucking walk into the sunset. Okay. There's nothing wrong with that. And you know what? Let's say you can't stay out of the ring. Fucking train people. People hand money hand over fist to get trained by Daniel.
Who doesn't want to get trained by Daniel Bryan? They should hire him as a trainer for NXT.
Right? Are you kidding me?
Why wouldn't you? Like that just... To me, that just seems like good business.
That's a smart business idea.
Yeah,
hey, I want you to take...
Don't wrestle. It's okay if you can't wrestle, but why don't you train the new guys?
I can understand how that would kind of not sit right. Him training his own students would be one thing. Him going and then being in the fucking company that he wants to be a part of and wrestle.
Yeah. Okay,
well now you're going to train people to have the spot
They won't even put him in the ring to train.
Oh.
They're not going to take that chance. Why would they take that chance?
Yeah, that's true.
Come on, you've been in there training with some kid who thinks he knows what he's doing, and next thing you know, like, okay, we're done for today. I'm hurt now. Thank you.
Yeah, well...
You know, you've gone through it.
Yeah.
So...
Like, all the good wishes in the world to Daniel Bryan, though. I mean, I watched the whole thing. I watched him do his speech, and it was great. You know, the crowd loves him, as always. But there's another side to this, which is, now that Daniel Bryan is gone...
Yeah.
Does Roman Reigns finally get over?
He doesn't have the shadow
Exactly.
looming over him now.
Yeah.
But there's going to be, I think there's going to be a weird. This is going to sound weird, but I think there's going to be like an age of mourning for certain people
For Daniel Bryan?
Because if you think about it, you ever watch any Daniel Bryan matches? I've never been disappointed. Even when he worked people who really can't keep up with him.
Yeah.
His matches were great.
Yeah. No, I hope that Roman can get over now. I hope that... The thing is, because they forced him to be over, I don't know if he'll be as over as he could have been. Because people don't like things getting shoved down their throats.
WWE fans do not like to be force-fed who their champions are going to be.
Yeah.
If you want to see what over is, you want to know what over is, I want you to go back to 2 weeks ago and watch Monday Night Raw, and I want you to watch Daniel Bryan come out and just stand in that ring. For 5 minutes.
He couldn't talk.
He couldn't talk. The crowd was just doing every chant they could for him.
Yeah.
That's over. When you don't have to say anything and the crowd just entertains themselves because they want to cheer for you.
That's that Rocky over.
That's
that
Hulk Hogan 1980s over.
Yeah, that's
speaking of Hogan, I heard he screwed up again.
Did he?
Yeah, some tweet.
God damn. Fucking, he can't.
Tweeted some racial something or other.
You gotta stop, man. You gotta stop.
Well, you know, how many concussions did his brother have?
You think when you let's say you get to the WWE, okay, and you're an older gen, okay, older gen don't necessarily know what Twitter is or Facebook, or they can't really grasp.
They don't grasp the idea that this goes out to literally everyone.
Everyone. Don't you think they should be like, okay, well, Hulk, here is Bob Smith, and Bob Smith is your social media ambassador.
Yeah.
Anything you want to put out, you talk to this.
You talk to this motherfucker right
here. And he'll
here.
say good idea or bad idea.
Yeah. Hey, I want to tweet out that I hate black people.
No tweeting for Terry.
No. Hashtag no tweets for Terry.
That's great. Yeah, because I think that's what they need. Like,
you need a social media guru to help the guy out.
Yeah,
like,
some stars do have it,
yeah.
but I don't know if WWE wrestlers considered that star caliber that they get to have their own publicists.
Well,
the thing is, you don't need a publicist if you fucking act right.
Well,
okay?
Look what happened with Kurt Angle a couple years ago. He started vehemently he was going after Jack Swagger.
Okay.
Because Jack Swagger uses the ankle lock. And he's the All-American. So basically he was just kind of like shooting. And then he comes back on his Twitter. My Twitter got hacked. And that's...
Oh, yeah, that's the excuse for all of them now.
Yeah, that was like...
I don't know how that happened.
Yeah, that's so crazy. I don't know what happened.
Drunk tweeting.
Yeah. Honestly, whatever, Hogan. Just fucking whatever. Look, but as far as... Because there's another article that made a very good point. I want to go back to Daniel Bryan for a second.
Sure.
They learned from Benoit.
Yes.
Yep. Yeah, they're not going to take that chance again.
They're not... They refuse to do that again.
Yeah.
And you know what? It's the right fucking call.
It is. It was. Everybody was...
That was a hard lesson to learn.
Yeah. It was hard, but they learned it.
So, what was I going to say? It was the right decision.
Yeah.
Okay. And the internet and everybody wanted Daniel Bryan to come back. Despite that they know he was injured and stuff everybody really wanted to see it. And I think the fact that he hid the seizures.
Yeah.
I think that kind of swayed everybody to be like, no, you can't do that.
Yeah, you can't do that, dude. It's not worth your life. It's just not. It's just not worth your life.
Even the old timers will tell you, brother, it ain't worth your life.
Yeah.
I mean, like, he doesn't have to. He doesn't have to work anymore. He's made his money. Okay.
Yeah.
You know, Bree is still fucking working. She's still making him money.
Yeah, he'll make money. He'll be fine. And you know what? Stone Cold Steve Austin did an interview the other day, and he said, who gave him this piece of advice? I think Paul Orndorff gave him this piece of advice. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. But he said, "Hey, brother, there's life after wrestling.
Yeah.
There really, really is." And that's the biggest thing Stone Cold took away.
I'm trying to find it.
Yeah,
I'm looking.
No,
I mean, it's there somewhere.
But there is life after wrestling. There is.
Mm-hmm.
So more power to Daniel Bryan. All luck in his future endeavors, and you know, I hope.
Oh, you gave him the future endeavors?
Yeah.
It's like showing him the door.
No, well, he deserves all luck.
Did you guys hear that there was a guy in the crowd that got pretty much thrown out because he was doing the na thing during Daniel Bryan?
No.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, wait, that's right. Guys, be warned. WWE fans, you're not allowed to be fans. You can't put a sign out that they might not like. You can't boo somebody or say goodbye to somebody that, you know, you may not like. You can't dress like the wrestlers that you like or they might kick you out. So don't be a fan. Don't be a fan.
Jeff Bryan was going through the his speech, and you know you can hear it if you go back.
Can you really?
Na, as loud as he possibly could.
What was he right behind the?
I don't know where he was, but I know security pretty much yoked him out as soon as he started.
Well, you can look.
You're allowed to. Come on, everybody's got haters.
But I mean, like,
that's rough. Like this.
It's true though.
It's fucking rough. Like, admit it. That's a little rough. Done. Come on. Yeah, that's a little rough. Okay. Have some fucking respect for the guy in the ring who's literally pouring his heart out.
You're asking for WWE fans to have respect.
Wrestling fans.
We're talking about, yeah.
It's just wrestling fans. He doesn't have to be WWE. Wrestling fans. You tell them not to do something, they're going to do it.
I'm not, like...
You tell them don't do it, they're going to do exactly the opposite.
I thought it was funny when I read it, but... Because I was watching, you know, him do the retirement speech, and there was a couple, you know, people misty-eyed and whatnot, and I remember there was a shot of a kid bawling his eyes out next to his old man.
Yeah.
Because I guess Daniel Bryan was his favorite wrestler, right? Now, I was like... At first, when I read this, what the guy did, I was like, kind of chuckle. I'm like, that's kind of a dick move, but I like dicky humor.
Yeah.
But I'm like, what if he was standing next to a kid? I mean, like, that... How soul-crushing would that be?
That father would have turned around and punched the guy in the mouth. That's what would have happened. Look, you see my kid? He's crying. Bam! Right in the mouth.
Right in the mush.
Right in the mouth.
Right in the mouth. It's still real to me, damn it.
It's still real to me, damn it.
On a slightly sadder note, our condolences for Axl Rotten.
Yes. We haven't spoken since.
Yeah.
I read an article that was written by the gentleman that was writing his book for him. And it's fucking heartbreaking, dude. Axl got in touch with him like 3 months ago and said, look, I really need you to help me write this book. I need to tell my story. I don't have much time left.
Wow.
Guy didn't even want to be bothered with it. So, but he still picked up the phone, called him, and he sat down and they were talking for a while. And after getting off the phone with Axl, he's like, yes, I will do this book for him. And then they started to talk almost on a daily basis. And then recently, a friend of one of his best friends passed away.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And he couldn't cope with that.
What was it? What was it? Overdose? Did Axl die from?
They found him dead in his car, and it was not the first time that he had tried to commit suicide.
Oh, it's suicide.
I would say not. I'm not going on record and saying this is, you know, quote, yes it is, but they found him behind a convenience store in his car after tweeting to everybody that, sorry, but this is how I do mine. Or something along, you know, basically telling everybody goodbye. Because he had tried 2 weeks before, and the guy kept trying to get in touch with him, and he couldn't get in touch with him. Yeah. And he said, hey, you know, I'm such a fuck up, I can't even do this right. So Axl was hurting. He was hurting bad. And he came from a very, very troubled childhood, which led to a lot of what most of us end up doing, finding other things to numb the pain. Mm-hmm. And sometimes pain will help numb that pain. But then that pain leads to pills, and then pills leads to partying and more pain, and it's a sad story.
That is.
But our condolences to any of friends and family of Axl Rotten, and
it's been a rough week.
Hasn't been great. But we're gonna move on. We're gonna start talking about WrestleMania for a second.
Okay. What about WrestleMania?
Well, there's rumors about who the Undertaker's going to face. Okay, they need a match for Taker. They need a match for the old man.
They were going to do Strowman
and man, there was some backlash from that. Okay,
he doesn't. He's like, they don't deserve it.
Yeah. Well, they wanted to do Strowman. I guess they wanted to build up Wyatt and fucking Taker again, which I don't really understand why. But
if they do it right, then they should hand the reins over to Bray. Then.
Yeah, but that horse is ridden.
They fucked up last year. Yeah.
So then it would be kind of stupid to start this up again.
That's what I'm saying. So they were going to do Strowman, and when it leaked out, there was such backlash online that rumor has it they fucking nixed the idea simply from the backlash of that shit online.
Which never happens.
So
it makes you wonder what they were listening to. Cause...
Yeah. But no one actually knows who Taker's opponent's going to be.
With all the injuries, who knows who's going to make it to WrestleMania?
Yeah, who's going to fucking make it? Okay,
people just limping there.
Taker's the oldest guy. He's going to be there all by himself. He's like, do I really have to sit in the ring for 3 hours? Because there ain't nobody else here to wrestle.
Will Titus be off suspension for hugging Mr. McMahon in time? And Bailey, please don't hug Mr. McMahon.
We'll get that in a second.
Yeah, we were just about to get to that.
Sorry about that.
No, that's all right.
I still got. I heard rumor that Kevin Owens pitched his name to be Taker's opponent. I thought that would be a great, good match.
That would be good.
Because it would be interesting, the dichotomy. Because how
Kevin Owens is a very strong-armed wrestler.
Yeah,
I don't know. Yeah, I mean he's stiff. He's a little stiff.
Snug.
He's snug, but but Taker can handle it. My problem is Taker can't handle some of the moves that Kevin Owens does. Well, Taker's not going to take no fisherman suplex off the top. That ain't gonna happen.
But I mean, he took a good beating from Brock.
No, I'm not saying he can't take a beating. I'm just saying he's not agile enough for Kevin Owens' some of Kevin Owens' moves. The pop-up powerbomb? I don't know if the old man can get that high no more. Okay. Okay. I don't know. Okay.
He's up there.
Yeah. I mean, it'd be neat, but I don't think Kevin Owens would be able to wrestle to his full ability because of Undertaker's inability to.
But that's what makes a good wrestler is to being able to adapt yourself to somebody else's style.
Yeah.
You know what? It's in Texas, okay?
Yeah.
It's in Dallas.
Yeah.
My opinion, and it's probably not a popular opinion, but everybody's been saying, let's get Stone Cold back for one more match. Who does? I'd
watch Stone Cold.
He can't do it. He physically can't do it.
Stone Cold versus Undertaker? They're both of their last ride? Yeah, I'd watch that.
I'd watch it. It'll sell tickets, but we've talked about it before. Finn Balor.
Yeah.
I mean, tell me that's...
The entrances alone.
Number one, the entrances alone, but also think about this. What if Undertaker doesn't have an opponent all the way to WrestleMania, and he comes to WrestleMania, and he just stands in the ring and does an open challenge, and boom, Finn Balor's music hits.
Be fucking brilliant.
Okay. I mean...
Good idea.
Don't say that.
Hold on, let me get the box out. Go ahead, put it in. Put your idea in the box.
It is a good idea.
It is a really fucking good idea.
That's why it goes in the box. We gotta keep him safe. And the box goes in the ocean.
But, yes, the box goes in the ocean. All right, so we're going to talk about Titus ONeil here for a second.
Personal contact and...
Okay, yeah. So
that's a bit more... I think there was a lot.
All right, here's the deal. Okay, so apparently Titus ONeil, which if you know anything about wrestling, you know Titus ONeil does a lot of charity work and is essentially like one of the best guys ever, apparently.
Again, named Father of the Year.
Yeah,
from
twice. And he at the end of the this past week's Raw, when Daniel Bryan was retiring, everybody came out of the locker room, doing the standing ovation and everything like that. And as Raw ended, you saw Titus ONeil sort of playing around with Vince McMahon, like sort of holding his hand and like pulling him back.
Yeah, give him a little friendly tug back. Like,
and
hey, and
come to find out the following day, Titus ONeil is suspended for 90 fucking days for that little fucking incident.
Dude, first offense on wellness doesn't get 90 days.
Jesus Christ.
They have since rescinded it to 60 days.
Oh,
it doesn't matter. You know
what
it means?
He's going to miss WrestleMania.
Do you know what it means? It all goes back to the rumor that Vince McMahon doesn't like the blacks. I said it. I'm going to do a little Lisa Lampanelli here. He doesn't like the blacks.
Okay.
And it's true.
It's
true. Look at any really good... I mean, you can't even say The Rock is really black because he's Samoan and he's black. And I know I'm digging my hole.
You're digging.
I am.
No, I'm letting you dig. I'm letting you dig. You got that backhoe going.
Wait a minute. How often have you actually seen him really push a black athlete?
No,
I mean, like,
true.
really, really push a black athlete that isn't accident prone.
Yeah.
I mean...
Okay?
Well, okay, so Farouk had a big push when he was with the Nation of Domination.
And then again when he was with APA.
The Acolytes didn't necessarily have a big push. They were just really popular.
Because they were awesome.
Yeah. The Acolytes didn't exactly have a huge push.
They had Bobby Lashley. They put the world strap on him.
Yeah.
And now he's MMA.
Yeah.
And backs to TNA.
But as far as Titus ONeil goes, I don't think he should have got suspended. You could tell Vince was very mad. Okay?
Yes.
Vince was very, very angry. You could tell. I don't think he should have got suspended.
Crotchety old fuck. Time to retire.
However, I was also telling Kryim this. We were talking about it. And I said, it's possible. Now, I know Vince McMahon is in fantastic shape for a man his age. Okay? But Vince McMahon is what? He is 70, right?
It's a lot of that growth hormone there.
He's 70 years old. And let's face it, Titus ONeil is fucking jacked. Maybe Titus was a little rougher than he expected to be.
Yeah.
Titus ONeil might not know his own strength. Remember, yeah, Vince McMahon is really cutting shit, but at the end of the day, Titus ONeil is stronger than Vince McMahon.
But if you go and watch the video, because they do show the video of it happening, it looks like a very innocent tug. It wasn't anything harder than it should be. I just think Vince was like, not now, and didn't get the joke, and because he's such a crotchety old fuck.
I don't think he should have got suspended.
I think it's overreacting, and I think it's retarded, and it goes to show that Vince does have issue with certain type of people, and it's true because this is not the first time this type of issue has come up with Vince and race.
Yeah.
What was the other ones?
I just said go back and look through the whole history of WWE.
Oh, you said he might have had an issue before. That's why I thought you knew something specific. To me, it was... I don't think he should have gotten suspended, but I do think that probably reprimanded because it wasn't necessarily time to play around. It was a moment for Daniel Bryan.
Yeah.
But it was also after the show had gone off air.
True. The rest of it was on the network.
That was all off air that happened.
That was all...
So the show was over, so it wasn't taking away from anything from the fans or Daniel Bryan's moment.
Yeah. I don't think...
For all you know, he could have grabbed and go, hey, Vinny boy, something like that. It's just something playful. And Vince took it to an extreme.
I think, maybe I would have... I don't know. I don't know if I would have done anything, really.
Yeah, the whole situation is just overkill and overreaction.
It was a big overreaction, I think.
I would if
60 days doesn't make it any better than 90 days because it's still 60 days that he's not in the ring, and he's going to wow.
That's the big thing.
Yeah,
he's going to miss. He's in the middle of a push.
Yeah, he was in the middle of a big push. Yeah,
not
exactly.
Now.
Not anymore.
Yeah, that's gone.
He was in the middle of a decent push.
Yeah, he was going to start getting pushed, and now that's gone. But here's the other flip side of this. This guy does arguably the most charity work
other than John Cena,
and you can't give this guy a pass. If you're that angry, you just pull him aside and you give him a stern talk. You don't do that in front of fans. What we do back here is different. Don't do that in front of people. You have to suspend him for fucking 90 days.
I would have told him.
But it wasn't even in front of the fans. It was behind stage. If you, again, watch the video. It's as you see the Titantron. They're going under the Titantron. It's right as they're going through.
As Vince was trying to walk back, Titus had him. You could see it was right at the entrance of
They shook hands.
Yeah.
And Vince went to turn around, and then he turned back to Titus. So you really, nobody sees exactly from that angle what happened. Yeah. It's all speculation.
But it's
just bullshit.
It was way too
as your boss would say, bullshit.
Bullshit.
If I was Vince, I would have been like, if he was that mad at it, I would have waited. I would have brought him in my office and say, look, what we do behind the curtain is one thing. When we're out there, let's act professional.
Yeah.
I would have given him
don't
that.
ever do that to me. Yeah. Don't ever, don't ever.
I understand.
Scold him, yell at him, but you don't fucking.
I'm the promoter. I'm not one of the boys.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm your boss.
I'm sorry. Even from a promoter's point of view and a worker's point of view, it's like that's overkill.
Yeah.
It's complete overkill.
Yeah. It's like, what did he do when he tugged him back? Like, shook his hand, haha, fuck your mom.
Yeah.
In 90 days.
What did he say? Like, I'm going to kill you. And just like, what would let him go?
Your grandchildren smell nice.
Yeah.
I mean, like, what did he say that 90 days? Because that 90 days for a charity worker, 2-time father of the year.
Maybe he mentioned something about Vince's little trips out to cabins and shit and wanted to know why he doesn't get to go.
Hey, how come I don't get to go?
Well, when did Hogan send out that tweet?
Oh,
what was that like? Yeah, Vinnie Mac, I know what you're talking about.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, man.
They both listen. They're both big fans.
Yeah, they're huge fans.
Everybody loves this show.
But other than that, I have heard of Awesome Kong. She has been posting a lot of WWE stuff lately, so there's rumors of her coming back. She should come back.
Oh my God! Could you the matches that could be done with her and the new talent?
Yeah.
Oh, so good.
Yeah. But I'd like to see her come back as Kharma. Other than that, I know we got FastLane coming up. I am curious. Everybody seems to think that it's a foregone conclusion that Roman's going to go over and then go to face Triple H for the title. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
But what if he doesn't?
Okay.
What if Ambrose goes over?
Okay.
Like, because we've all seen that when it gets too predictable, they tend to change it up. Okay? And everybody is expecting the Roman to go over. Okay? Mm-hmm. Let's face it, if I'm circling shit on the sheet, I'm circling Roman. Okay? Yeah. But it wouldn't surprise me if Ambrose goes over and maybe does a heel turn or some shit.
I smell heel turn. I smell heel turn.
You
just want somebody to turn.
Yeah, you need a heel.
Well, no, we're chock full of heels.
Yeah, we need faces. We don't need heels. We have way too many heels on the roster right now. Especially with John gone and Cesaro gone, and
Is the New Day heels or are they?
They are heels, absolutely.
You think?
Yeah.
They became tweens because of
that
the fans like them.
Yeah.
Just kind of like
They're
how
funny.
we tried to come out all hardcore, and our promos were that good that they liked us.
It depends on who they're going up against, right? Mm-hmm. The Usos are over, but they're not nearly as over as the New Day.
Right.
Okay. However, if you get a tag team to come back like TJ and Cesaro, or Tyson, Tyson and Cesaro, that place will explode for them, and then the New Day will be heels.
Right.
It all depends on the opponents that they face. Mm-hmm. The other opponents that they face have to be over. So, like the Lucha Dragons. The Lucha Dragons are over. So it all depends on who they face.
I don't know if they're as over as the New Day though.
No, nobody is
right now.
Nobody is. That's why they still have the belts.
It's just they're just ridiculously fucking funny.
That when the New Day comes out, I am entertained almost 100% of the time,
consistently.
Yeah, which is why they've moved them to the third hour in the main event slot a lot of the time. They've moved the New Day to the third hour.
Speaking of promos, I think we might have touched on this like last or 2 shows ago, but the Social Outcasts.
Yeah.
They're starting to become a new favorite team for me. Because of Bo Dallas.
Bo Dallas makes that fucking team.
He does. He makes it but it's the whole genre. You have Heath Slater, who's obviously supposed to be the leader, right? And you got the co-leader in Adam Rose.
Yeah.
But then you got the big dumb guy, right? Who's all about the strength and doesn't
fucking
understand it. Goddamn it! And then you have everybody's friend,
Bo,
and that just makes it so much better.
It has potential. They're not there yet.
No,
they're not there yet. but they can get there.
Well,
they just need time.
You don't microwave this. This is slow cooking.
No, this is simmer. You got to simmer.
You got to let it simmer. You got a couple carrots, couple broccoli leaves, and just let it cook. And
That's how you could tell that Kryim doesn't cook. Carrots and broccoli leaves?
No, that's no good. That's not
broccoli leaves.
That's gross.
That's what the
leaves.
Nope.
No.
But it's
like a good gravy, just sitting there, and you stir a little bit.
Maybe add a couple seasoning here and there, and then let it simmer. Yeah.
Well, same idea. Okay. God damn it! But
semantics.
Yeah,
semantics.
But still, think about it. They get let's say
erroneous.
Let's say they get a good 6 months of good promos in, right?
Yeah.
How fucking funny would it be to watch Social Outcast and New Day fucking have a promo war? I think the potential for there is fucking gold.
The Social Outcast, like Dante said, really the only one that can talk is Bo. Okay,
Heath Slater can talk.
Heath is okay. Mm-hmm. He's not on Bo's level. Bo is a much better talker than anybody out there right now.
Heath and Adam Rose are okay. They're okay. They can talk. Okay, and I'm not saying like they've said anything that makes me go, "Holy shit, that was fucking great."
Yeah.
I'm saying they can talk. They're comfortable. Obviously, what's his name?
Curtis sits over there.
Yeah, Curtis sits over there. But Bo is really comfortable with what he does. Yeah. Right. But I'm telling you, you get that fixins, man. I'm telling you.
By SummerSlam, you think?
By SummerSlam, I want to start seeing them interact with each other. I mean, the potential for funny just is huge.
I'd like to see. Here's the thing, because there's so many heels on the roster. Okay, somebody's got to do a face turn. Okay, but I don't know who you're gonna do because none of the Wyatt family works as a face. Okay, it doesn't work. Okay, so
they tried it with Rowan and it just didn't work.
It didn't work.
And the other two, never forget it.
Yeah, the New Day don't work as faces. Mm-hmm. They don't. They tried that in the beginning and it didn't fucking work. We need a decent face turn. The problem is the biggest heel that could have done a face turn got fucking hurt, destroyed his knee, and will never be the same. Seth Rollins, a face turn for Seth Rollins would have been fantastic.
Yeah.
It would have been great. But he fucked his knee up. So, I don't know what they're going to do. I don't know what WrestleMania is going to be like.
I don't think they do either.
Yeah.
They're still,
they're just going to put everybody's name on a wheel and go, zing!
Yeah.
All right, who's
bunch
going
of
out?
darts.
Yeah. Who are we putting on the strap on today? Let's find out. But yeah, so I think you guys have a show coming up, yes? Right?
Yes. Oh, do we have any more?
No, we're done. We ran through
everything.
We got everything.
Well, I have news.
Well, you have news? Okay.
I saw Deadpool.
Yes.
I will not tell you anything about it other than you need to go fucking see this movie.
Okay.
Because I plan to go see it again.
Oh, you do?
Oh, yeah. It's worth every penny I've seen it.
Yeah, I heard...
Even the credits are done unlike any movie I've ever seen.
Okay.
And
there you go. There you go.
Okay.
I'm down with that. I definitely want to see Deadpool.
Yeah.
I've heard that murmurs that it is the greatest comic book movie adaptation of all time.
Mm-hmm. Well, I heard they nailed it. Yeah, they fucking nailed it.
And for people like me who have never read the comic book, but understand who the character is, you don't need to read the comic book to enjoy this movie.
Yeah.
And that's another good thing about this is that because there are a lot of those comic book movies out there that if you haven't read it, like Watchmen, you're like, I don't get this movie. You'd have to actually read the comic book to understand the movie.
Yeah. But no, I heard good things about Deadpool.
Yeah, and don't bring your kids.
If they're children.
Under 15, do not bring your kids. I'm telling you.
Deadpool is not for children.
Not for kiddies?
Deadpool is not for children. Period. Paragraph. End of sentence.
There was reviews online about people who did not know what Deadpool was going to see Deadpool, and they were like, "I can't believe this comic book character gets joy out of just randomly killing people." I got up and walked out. It was disgusting. I can't believe Marvel made such a character.
Because he's the anti-hero.
I
bet it's one of those million mom people or.
How do you not know?
She's got one of those I'd like to talk to the manager haircuts.
Always. That is a real thing. That fucking short cropped with the frosted
those
tips.
fucking bitches.
Fucking die. Okay.
They're all
So,
the
so
same.
you're telling me the Vicky Guerrero haircut?
Ugh!
It is.
With
it
the
is.
fucking sunglasses.
Yep, the big Gucci
Doesn't matter what.
with the little diamonds on the side. Am I right? Am I getting it right? With the little diamonds on the side? Yeah. Can you tell we've worked in retail?
If you're not a manager, she has no reason to talk to you. It's immediately go to the manager because she wants to veto everything you just told her.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big Dick is having heavy breathing.
Breathe in.
Anyway,
Breathe out.
you guys have a show coming up, yes?
Oh, he does.
Yes.
I do. It is the 21st.
Mm-hmm.
Wallington, New Jersey.
Wallington.
New Jersey. The Morgan Jr. Arena.
Okay.
It's at 67 Hathaway Street, Wallington, New Jersey. We are going to be doing the Ice Show.
Okay.
Impact Championship Entertainment, I believe that's what it's called. And it's the Fallen Angels, us, versus the Super Savages, which are Caveman and Mante.
Okay.
Mante? M-A-N-T-E.
Okay.
Don't know how it's pronounced.
Manatee.
Manatee. But it's because I looked up Caveman and Mante. I think we're gonna have a hugely entertaining match.
Okay.
It's gonna be a lot of fun. We'll get to bring the good word to the
Savages.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what we get to do.
Excellent. All right. So we'll go ahead and wrap it up there. And for what?
Do
we have anything else?
Do we have anything else to plug? Like I don't know, 8-Bit Legends, something.
I mean, we can. I'm gonna do a 24-hour stream this coming.
So that's something to plug.
8-Bit Legends is our Twitch channel. Twitch,
this is gonna be fun to watch.
Twitch.tv at 8_bit_legends. Both me, and
Kryim, that guy.
Yeah, guy over here, he's good.
You're pointing. They can't see you point.
No, look. All right, let me finish. So, so me and Kryim wear different hats. I'm Blaster Master. He's Mighty Bomb Jack, and we run a Twitch channel called 8-Bit Legends. We have a great time. We play contemporary games as well as classic games. And this Friday, I'm going to be doing a 24-hour stream of Legend of Zelda for the 30th anniversary of Legend of Zelda. So
you are going to be one cranky motherfucker, man.
5-hour energy, baby.
I know what you're like when you don't get enough sleep and you get woken up before you need to get up. So for you to be awake for 24 hours,
I've done it.
This could be interesting. Yeah, but how old were you then?
I was only a couple of years ago.
Only a couple years ago. Yeah, it doesn't.
When I was working the third shift.
Time catches every man.
Yeah.
It's undefeated.
So yeah, that's going to be a good time. So go ahead and drop by on Friday. And for Kryim, and for Dante,
yep.
I'm Big Dick Gideon, and we will see you all, or talk to you all, next week.
Talk at you, more like we talk at you. You don't really interact. I mean, we would like you to interact with us, but you don't. I mean, you listen, which is great. It's kind of like Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood.
I'm going to stop now.
But